we've been doing the same things that people probably will think like, oh, the manager has to change this back three or back five doesn't work. We need to go back four. We need one more striker. We need, you know, every time you lose or every time something goes wrong, everyone has an opinion about what you should do differently. But obviously, the manager has his own idea, and we understand. What we do really understand as the players at the moment is that he really believes in this. So there is no way that it makes you not believe it. So everything he says to you, everything he tries to pass to you, him and his staff, he does it in a way that we really believe on what we're doing. In even what he wants is, even in games where you concede a goal or you have a setback or whatever, he just wants us to understand that the things we're doing, they will result if we do it in the right way. And that's the most important thing we had in this period where we were not getting results. Was difficult, as you said. It's really tough here when you are not winning games, but it's massive brilliant when you're winning games here too. So
we'll get back to Bruno in just a quick second, but remember, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button so that you know when the next Big D video drops. Also, if you've got something to say, if you think Bruno's missed something, if you think I talk rubbish, please let us know in the comments. I read all of the comments. Now, the question that I want you to think about while you're watching this little clip from Bruno, how important is he to this Amorim style system? In your opinion, do you think he suits it? Do you think he's been playing well lately? Or do you think we need to sacrifice him to get someone else in that suits the system better? You tell me. Put it in the comments and I'm going to give you my thoughts of our illustrious captain after the clip. Here's Bruno.
the main thing is that we have to understand for the club we play for. And obviously we know how big Arsenal is as a club and how big the rivalry between the two clubs are. But for us was just about to getting through to the next round, because we know that we want to go until the end of this competition. That is really important for the country, for the club. And we saw it last season, how's the feeling of winning it. And we want to try to repeat it. And we know to repeat that, you have to beat the best teams. And we did it yesterday, and hopefully we're going to keep doing it.
I saw your little interaction with Alte, but also a really nice moment yesterday for Joshua Zirkzee.
I like everyone to be happy. I want everyone to feel part, to feel involved. And I do really think a team to be successful needs everyone to be at the same level of happiness, even knowing that some players will play less than others. You need to find a way to push them in certain moments for them to feel that they are as much important as I am.
And for you as a player, it was nice for Joshua to have that moment at the end?
Obviously, the script was already there for a long time. You know, when you are a good person, when you do the right things, and you can have bad moments, but at the end everything will come through you. And I think Josh, that was a decision by the staff. The 5 players that were the first 5 to have the penalty, and Josh came last. And the only thing it came into my mind was to tell the players that the script is done. So everything is done since that moment against Newcastle at home. That prepared us to, in this moment, give Josh his moment and his credit and his flowers, because we can talk about whatever people wants to talk about, like penalties. It's easy. It's not to give much credit, but we got into penalties. We got Altai saved the penalty. From Martin that hadn't missed one in his professional career yet, and then Josh, in a moment of pressure, with everything he's been through in his mind, steps up and gives us the win.
Some positivity now, but it was a really, really difficult, dark, tough period to go through, with results not going your way, performances, all the criticism, the noise, as you know how intense it is with this football club. During those dark moments, is that the most important, to stay true to the manager's philosophy, your beliefs in yourselves, in order to ride through it and come out the other end?
Obviously, I think it's really easy when you don't get results, when you don't get the performance, that you start disbelief on everything you've been doing. But I think that was one of the good things we had as a team, that we kept the belief on what we're doing, on what we've been training, or where we want to go as a team, where the staff wants us to go as a team, what we want to improve as a team. And that is what is giving us now some more credit, because we've been doing the same things that people probably will think like, oh, the manager has to change this back three or back five doesn't work. We need to go back four. We need one more striker. We need, every time you lose or every time something goes wrong, everyone has an opinion about what you should do differently. But obviously, the manager has his own idea, and we understand. What we do really understand as the players at the moment is that he really believes in this. So there is no way that it makes you not believe it. So everything he says to you, everything he tries to pass to you, him and his staff, he does it in a way that we really believe on what we're doing. In even what he wants us, even in games where you concede a goal or you have a setback or whatever, he just wants us to understand that the things we're doing, they will result if we do it in the right way. And that's the most important thing we had in this period where we were not getting results. Was difficult, as you said. It's really tough here when you're not winning games, but it's massive brilliant when you're winning games here too. So we just have to understand that if we can keep this level, this performance, and most obviously the results, the fans will be behind us. There will be a big push for us, as they were yesterday, 8,000 at the Emirates. And we have to bring this back to Old Trafford that we had it in the past, where every team that was coming here was not afraid to play against us, but they felt fear of any moment United could score a goal or could hurt them. And we have to bring this back in togetherness with the fans, with the patience that we need to have as a team to believe in the process. We need the fans to have the same patience to believe in the players, because we can deliver. They have seen it. We have to prove that we can deliver it every 3 days, and we will do it. And we need them to be behind us to do that.
I think Bruno Fernandes is, without a shadow of a doubt, and I reckon a lot of you guys think the same as well, he's our best player by a mile. He's a big game player, he scores goals, he assists, and he's really growing into that captain's role at Manchester United. You could see it against Arsenal as well. He was bringing Zirkzee into the fold. He had his little moment with the goalkeeper Bayinda. He's always fighting for the team. Now, I hear a lot of fans saying he moans a lot, he's rolling around, he's a bit impetuous, etc, etc, etc. Well, I mean, what would you rather have? Would you rather have that? Someone who is, kicking off a little bit because he cares so much and he's fighting for every ball? Or would you rather have him moping about like Marcus Rashford? I know what I would like. And I think if Bruno Fernandes was allowed to leave, I think there would be hell on. You just can't let him leave. I might have said this in another video, I'm not sure. I talk a lot about Manchester United. But he's definitely the Brian Robson of this era. Now, I'm not saying he's the same player as Brian Robson. I'm not even saying he's as good as Brian Robson. But what I am saying is, Brian Robson carried Manchester United in the 80s, back in the day. Bruno Fernandes is carrying Manchester United, and he has been carrying Manchester United since he signed for us. He's just an absolutely phenomenal player, one of the few number 10s in world football at the moment. His goals and assists are just amazing. He's really good to watch as well. He makes football just look so easy, and he's one of those characters that you don't really get as much anymore, like you used to get back in the day, the individualists, so to speak. And football needs those kind of guys because, as I've said before, football is becoming ever so increasingly more sterile. System, sideways pass, all that garbage. But I'm really liking how Amorim's got everyone playing. It's fast, it's aggressive, it's there's high pressing, and Bruno's getting stuck into that as well. And it all seems to be revolving around him in a lot of ways. The way he's all over the place, and he's just sort of linking up play from midfield to attack, and he's seeing balls that that sounds a bit ropey. He's seeing balls, but you know what I mean. He's seeing balls that we wouldn't see. The assist that he had for Martinez against Liverpool. What a cheeky little pass that was. And his finish against Arsenal yesterday. And that's another thing about Bruno. He's got a highlight reel that would rival anyone in world football. He's just an absolutely incredible player, and I mean, we paid 50 million for him or something like that. He's a £100 million player right there. Maybe not now because he's 30 and whatnot, but in terms of talent, if he was a couple of years younger, it certainly would be a £100 million player. But yeah, I really like Bruno. I think it might be helping as well, the Portuguese factor, because Amorim seems to be a really good man manager, a really good motivator, and clearly he's tactically astute because the team just seems to be getting better and better and better and better at this 3-4-3 Amorim ball. And I think having Bruno there is key for Amorim as well, because if there's any instances where Amorim's not clear, then he can just, get Bruno on side. And he's clearly got Bruno on side, because the way he's talking to him in that clip there, he's waxing lyrical about his man management and about how the communication is put forth in such a way that the players know what they need to do. But if there is anything that Amorim is struggling to get across to the team, then Bruno Fernandes would be a really good asset for him to communicate that, because he could just sit Bruno to one side and say, look, Bruno, this is what I need such and such to do. I need you to relay it to the team. Because is there anyone in that Man United team that's respected more than Bruno Fernandes? Doubt it. That's why he's the captain, So it's almost like, I might be jumping the gun a little bit here, because, us Manchester United fans are quite excitable at times, And maybe it's going to be our year eventually, maybe next year, maybe not this year, but, but in the same way that Rodri is almost like having Pep Guardiola on the Man City team, having Pep Guardiola on the pitch. Rodri, he's his man, and he makes things tick, and it's no coincidence that team isn't quite ticking as it used to. Now that Rodri's been injured. And exactly in the same way that Roy Keane used to make Manchester United tick, he was Alex Ferguson on the pitch. So he did a lot of the motivating for him. So I'm starting to get the sense that Bruno Fernandes could be that player for Ruben Amorim. Because he does seem to be more and more, don't know what's the word. He just seems to be more and more inclusive with everyone, and he's pushing everyone to do well, and he's congratulating people, and he's doing a lot of the things on the pitch that Amorim would probably like to do if he was on the pitch himself, if that makes sense. Anyway, but what do you guys think? How's Bruno been doing? Do you think he should be sold? Do you think he is to Amorim what Roy Keane was to Alex Ferguson? Could be grown into that. But if you think I'm talking nonsense, as always, you know where to put it. If you've come this far in the clip, clearly interested in what I've got to say, in my musings about Manchester United. So I want to know what you're thinking. So please put it all in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.